J.D. Vance has once again set off alarm bells, warning that Europe is on a dangerous path, one where open borders and strict limits on free speech might be leading it toward its own undoing. His words, sharp as a warning shout in a quiet town square, leave us wondering, will this storm of change bring ruin or renewal? During a broadcast on a major news channel, Vance painted a picture of a continent struggling to guard its own front door. He claimed that too many European countries seem either too weak or simply unwilling to manage who comes in. The imagery of unchecked borders and fading voices echoed like distant drums, urging us to ask, is the West truly losing its grip? Vance made it clear that his criticism comes from a place of hope. He expressed a sincere wish for Europe to grow strong and to be a trusted friend. In his view, for Europe to stand tall, it must honor its own people and take charge of its destiny, a task that America simply cannot do for them. This call for self-reliance leaves us pondering, can a nation truly awaken on its own? He also looked back to a shared past, reminding us that the Christian values that helped shape America were born in Europe. According to Vance, the cultural and religious ties binding these lands will outlast any political squabbles. His nod to history stirred feelings of nostalgia and unity, making us wonder, will the old bonds prove stronger than today's divisions? Turning his gaze toward Germany, Vance warned that if millions of immigrants from lands with very different cultures keep coming in, Germany might harm itself beyond repair. Despite his harsh words, his tone revealed a deep care for the country. His concern struck a chord, leading the listener to ask, can love for a nation overcome its growing challenges? This latest outburst comes on the heels of several recent rants, including one at a security conference in Munich where he recalled a case of a former serviceman punished for breaking a safe zone around a British abortion center. His stark language and vivid examples brought tension to the room, prompting us to wonder, what new shock will his next words deliver? Expanding his attack, Vance argued that Europe is drifting away from true democratic values. He claimed that the basic rights of religious Britons are in danger, a statement that even earned praise from Donald Trump, who called it brilliant. The bold endorsement added fuel to the fire, leaving us to ask, is democracy under threat, or is this just a heated debate? The fallout from his comments was swift. They triggered an emergency summit among European leaders after he declared that these leaders would sit out any Ukraine peace talks. Later, defending himself in a tense Oval Office meeting before Keir Starmer and Donald Trump, Vance insisted that free speech is being trampled not just in Britain, but across the continent. This high-stakes showdown makes us pause. Will diplomacy survive this clash? The response was immediate. The Prime Minister fired back, proudly citing the United Kingdom's long history of free speech. Vance then faced a fierce backlash after calling Britain a random country that hadn't fought in decades, a remark he later tried to take back. The anger from veterans and MPs alike swirled like a brewing storm, leaving us to ask, can pride heal these deep wounds? Finally, Vance clarified that his words were meant in the context of a potential peace deal for Ukraine. In an interview on a well-known news channel, he pushed Ukraine to sign a minerals deal with Donald Trump. Critics argued that his comments erased the sacrifices of British troops in Afghanistan and Iraq, while figures like Nigel Farage strongly rejected his claims, reminding us of the UK's equal contribution over 20 hard years. With so many voices in the mix, one must wonder, will truth and sacrifice ever be fully acknowledged?